fact that there's nothing on the back cover is extra weird.
Well, the inside's really cool too, actually. Yo VC, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to Vinyl Finds on the Bob Bradley YouTube channel. This is number 107. That's right, folks, number 107. I found some records this week, and we're going to get into them right now. Coming in hot. Now he sings, now he sobs. That's right, Chick Corea, Miroslav Vitos, and Roy Haynes in this spectacular jazz trio. This is on the Solid State label. This is the first pressing of the record. Found this recently. Super excited about it. You might remember I showed the Blue Note Tone Poet release of this record. Now this is pretty good. Mastered by Kevin Gray under the supervision of Joe Harley, right? It's good. I heard it. I thought, this sounds great. And then I got this. And I thought, oh, yeah, this is cool. It was cheap. It was like 15 bucks. I thought, I'll have an original copy of the record. That's cool. It's super clean. And I put it on, and I knew immediately that it flattens the Tone Poet. It destroys it. Here's the deal. The instrumentation on this record is insane. Miroslav Vitos has this amazing style of playing bass. The tone on this record is insane. Chick Corea, soul-stealing piano playing. And Roy Haynes, the cymbal work is impeccable. The band is kind of undulating and the instruments are coming in and out of focus. The band, it's extremely dynamic. The band is getting quieter and it brings other elements of the instrumentation to the forefront. So you might be hearing a hi-hat really clearly in the right channel while the band is playing very quietly over on the other side. Or when it's time for Vitos to solo, the band really quiets down and you can hear the band go down to a whisper. This is an incredibly dynamic pressing of this record. I suspect that whatever EQing they did to make this incredible, they didn't do to this. They probably left it as it was. And you know, I don't know how much you guys know about mastering, but when you remove bass from the mix, you're not just removing it from the bass guitar or the kick drum. You're removing it across the spectrum of all instruments, okay? And what it does is gives a faster, what they call fast bass, and then a little more immediacy to everything. So you have that in spades on this, and the whole band is just kind of doing this the whole time. And there's like several improvised compositions on here. This is really spectacular. It's not that expensive. If you can find a clean original copy, I would say that it is an unbeatable pressing. One of the better sounding records I have in the collection at this point. I know I'm gushing over it and I could just be caught up in it right now, but it's really good. Next, I was walking around a peddler's mall and I was feeling pretty good. I had just found an Al Green record and things were going pretty well. And I looked down and I saw a record that I really love, but I already have. Parliament, the clones of Dr. Funkenstein, right? Or some people like to call it Parliament Funkadelic. And I was like, oh, cool. The Clones of Dr. Funkenstein. That's an incredibly funky record. On Casablanca. And I thought, I wonder how much that is. I saw a price tag on it. It was $5. And I picked it up. I instantly realized that it was a cutoff. And then the next thing I realized is it's sealed. That's right, folks. Sealed. The Clones of Dr. Funkenstein. $5. I couldn't leave it behind, that's for sure. We all know this record. Dr. Funkenstein's on here. Bootsy, Bernie, and George yelling on here. And if you get into the nuts and bolts of this record, you'll find out that the Brecker brothers are in the horn section. It's a huge ensemble of musicians. It's some of the funkiest shit you've ever heard. And it's an amazing record to have. Am I going to open this? Probably at some point, but not right now. I'm just going to leave it just like it is because I have a perfectly acceptable copy right here. Huge Parliament fan. Love Bootsy. Love George Clinton. Love Bernie. I mean, everything about this is just $5. Can't beat it. It does have this little sticker that says bonus record offer inside. Yeah. I was tempted to just open that up and see what that was, but gotta have this. Parliament, the Clones of Dr. Funkenstein. Yeah, super cool, epic album cover. Bird and Diz, right? On Verve, black label. This is a later reissue. It's one of the ones that says electronically re-recorded to simulate stereo. I don't know what that actually means, but I will tell you this. This is an incredibly unique sounding record. You know, obviously, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, two of the founding fathers of bop, hard bop, jazz music in general. Both of these guys, virtuosos of the highest order. It's hard to argue that anyone can play their instrument better than these two gentlemen. Now remember, Charlie Parker is on alto saxophone. So it's a bit higher sounding, and there's unison lines, they're playing together throughout this whole record, right? And when you get that alto and the trumpet going, it gives the tracks an incredibly unique sound because the bass and drums are kind of, owning their own space, and then the sax and the trumpet are living somewhere up higher. And this is a smoking record. Sounds really good. I don't care if it's been electronically re-recorded or not. It's a good sounding record. Really unique. Not quite as modern sounding as, some of the jazz to come, if you will. But smoking record. Paid $10 for it. Super clean. In the shrink, by the way. I don't know if you can see that, but it is in the shrink. Yeah, I'm happy to have it. I don't have a whole lot of Charlie Parker or Dizzy, so I'm trying to rectify that. And when I see really clean copies of their records, I try to get them. Next. Part Howlin' Wolf, part Captain Beefheart, part 50s crooner. Tom Waits, Alice. That's right. This is an original pressing of the record. Another Tom Waits record, not in the collection. If you don't know Tom Waits, primarily a piano player and vocalist. He does play some guitar, percussion, etc. He has great catalog of records. Try to get them all. Number one, Tom Waits record to find on the Grail list, Bone Machine. Number two, The Black Rider. Both those records are crazy hard to find. Alice, the first time I had found it in the wild, and it is super clean. It's on the Anti-Epitaph label here. Really kind of quiet ballads mixed in with a little bit more of Tom's more eccentric side, using a more gruffer voice, It's cool. Let me show you the back, because I think the back of the record is really cool looking. It's got Tom here, sweeping up with the incredibly long legs. Epic rear cover of this record. Really nice. Super stoked. I'm a bit of a Tom Waits completist, so yeah, I'm super excited about that. Last but not least, a Barnes & Noble exclusive. Nina Simone's Little Girl Blue. Yeah, this is a fantastic record. As a matter of fact, if you've never gotten into Nina Simone, this is a great place to start. Now, the mix on this record is kind of weird because Nina is panned hard to the right side. Her vocal is pretty much isolated over in the right speaker, and the band and her piano are pretty much on the left. Which is kind of cool because you get to hear Nina and the beauty of her voice kind of in this isolated way, and she's really showcasing her piano playing, so it's nice to kind of hear that over here kind of by itself as well. But don't know if the original pressing is mixed that way, but this one is. I did end up putting my rig into mono and listening to it a second time like that, and it was really, really good that way as well. But I Loved You Porgy is on this, which is a just insane song. Mood Indigo, He Needs Me, Don't Smoke in Bed, Little Girl Blue, Love Me or Leave Me, My Baby Cares for Me. I mean, this is just an awesome record. It is on blue vinyl. I had to clean this several times to get it to simmer down. It was pretty noisy, but look at this cover. It's spectacular. I did leave this shrink on, I'm sorry, but I've seen this record several times in the wild. It's crazy expensive and usually beat down to the ground. So I've never bought it, but when I saw this, not real expensive. I think it is about 30 bucks, but compared to an original pressing, it's a deal. It sounds really good. I do not know if it's analog. Probably not, but the transfer is fantastic. If you have this record, it's a great placeholder until you can get your hands on an all analog AAA pressing, if you will, or an original. If you have Little Girl Blue, I Put a Spell on You, another great record. This is the Acoustic Sounds series of records. And Nina Simone's Pastel Blues. Yeah. Strange Fruit is on here. You pretty much have an insanely great Nina Simone collection if you have those three records. So, I would suggest these three records if you're starting your Nina Simone collection. If you're not starting your Nina Simone collection, you know how great these records are, and I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but the Barnes & Noble exclusive, and I believe, you know, it's available in an audiophile reissue now in black, is really good sounding. I don't think it sounds digital. It sure as hell doesn't sound flat or lifeless. Yeah, it's very nice, and it gets the Bob Bradley stamp of approval. So, yeah, anyway, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave some comments down below, and until we meet again, that's right, friends, Bob out.
Woke up this morning, wrong side of the bed, forever hammer that night, feeling it in my head, Lord have mercy. Day ain't even begun. Well, I got a bad feeling that the worst is yet to come. Didn't get no breakfast, didn't get no lunch, but I did get 2 weeks notice. They're gonna close the factory up, Lord have mercy. They ain't even done. that the worst is yet to